What's good, YouTube? This your boy Raas Reptiles, and y'all know what's up. We here at the Rise Academy podcast, and I just want to start off by saying I hope everybody having a blessed day, an amazing day. If your day ain't going so right, it's gonna be even better, later on after the podcast. So shout out to everybody in the chat. We're gonna get right to it in a second. Let's bring this up a little bit. Matter of fact, I'm gonna scoot over a little bit so we could be right in there. Raas is the best. You already know. Valerie, salute. Reneris, salute. Hopefully I pronounced your name right. CSL, salute. Just doing a small little roll call, Gotta appreciate my peoples in the chat. I appreciate every single one of y'all, more than y'all know it. Okay, we got 11 people in here. I'm not going to hold up y'all time too long, because we got a very important topic to discuss before we get into our main topic. So we're gonna try to get right into that. Spotty are the king of Raas Academy. Spotty is the king of the Raas Academy. Okay, yeah. I mean, hey, if you think he the king, he the king. He is the best. So yeah, salute. But all right, so we're gonna get right into this. First and foremost, I want to start out by saying I love reptiles. Matter of fact, I love all animals. I own a lot of dogs. I own fish, like I own amphibians. I've owned a lot of amphibians as well. And it's just important. Let's see, sending best hushed from the UK. Hey, I appreciate that. I just want to start out by saying, when we own all these animals, a lot of us, we really care for those animals. Like, they're almost like our children, our friends, our family. That's the best term for it. And when there comes a time when someone's trying to take that away from you, it makes a lot of us upset. I mean, it makes all of us upset, right? So I'm certain that a lot of you guys have been seeing that's been circulating on the internet all over the place. If you all keep up with this type of stuff, you all heard of the Lacey Act, right? Now, some of you guys don't even know what that is, so I'm going to educate you really quickly. So U.S. ARC, which is the organization which helps us, all reptile keepers. Years back, the Lacey Act was created, and it had Burmese pythons and a lot of big snakes and things like that on there. Unfortunately, they also had amphibians on there, such as 201 species of salamanders, to be exact. And it's crazy they was trying to add on all this crazy stuff on the list. Not U.S. ARC, they protect us. The government did it, right? So what ended up happening, for the better good, U.S. ARC sued them, and it was, we won. So that was a great thing for us, because if they wouldn't have won, if you was to leave state lines and things like that with that animal, you would be incriminated, you would be a felon, all those things, and unfortunately, you might have been forced to euthanize that animal. So right now, what's going on? There's something called the America Compete Act that's going around, and it's already been passed, I believe, through the House. And now, don't get me wrong, you could get this information in more details from U.S. ARC's website, which is in my description. You can go to Brian Barczyk's page. Even Nerd probably got it. A lot of other places could go more in detail about this, but I'm summing it up here. So the American Compete Act came, and they're trying to pass that. Now, we don't necessarily have an issue with the American Compete Act. What we have an issue is what's in it. So thousands of pages in, you have something they slipped in, which was the Lacey Act. Now, remember what I said. We actually won. So what happens is if they slip that back in, and the amendments that act has, they overturn what we won, and now it's open game again. So all the big snakes I could think of, salamanders, and plenty more exotic animals is going to be on that list. And what will happen is, who knows how that can mess all of us up who own other species, because you already know what they're trying to do with monitors and things like that. Basically, they're trying to take it all from us. They don't want us to have animals at all, reptiles. These are the exceptions. These, in my opinion, I think it's completely wrong, but the only exceptions that's pretty much safe is cats and dogs at this point. That's the quite honest truth. So it's just important that we stay together and we support U.S. ARC in this ongoing battle, so we could get that act removed, so we as reptile keepers can continue to take care of our animals, You guys like to see Spideys. You guys like to see boa constrictors like Gene, Burmese pythons, reticulated pythons, salamanders, if you guys have some. A lot more animals. Bearded dragons, all sorts of things. If you guys want to continue to see us have these animals and be able to move around and do educational shows, as well as sell these animals, you got to help us out. We got to help them out so they can fight for us, and this bill does not get passed. Because if it get passed, we all in trouble, especially pet businesses as well. Their business is gonna go down the drain. So it's just important that we support them as much as we can. So what I'm gonna do real quick, I'm gonna open up my display page so you guys can see their website, and we can just go through it really quickly so you guys can see what's going on, and then I'll leave it up to you guys. But it's very important if you guys can support at any means necessary so we could get this taken care of, and hopefully we could win this. So put my display page on. All right, we're gonna go here to use art. Here we go. So the American Compete Act passed out of the Rules Committee as expected. It will next go to the full House for a vote. So the Rules Committee, they passed it there, right? So now what we're waiting on is the Senate. It's important for you guys to reach out to your Senate and make sure you put a detailed description on why, they shouldn't pass this and why it affects us. Make sure you be respectful. I'm going to scroll down a bit so it could tell you exactly what to do. So the bill passed the House on February 4th. Attention, must move to the Senate. Remember to be civil and professional at all times. People personalize or edit your letters if possible. We have a sample letter and talking points below. You can also copy and paste some of our talking points instead of the sample letter, or when sending follow-up emails, call your senators, email your senators, fax and mail letters to your senators, and share this and encourage others to complete the alert. So it's important that if you guys can do that for us, it's going to be more appreciated than you guys know it. And also find and contact your 2 U.S. senators. Go to that link, choose your state, click contact under senator name, fill out the contact form, repeat for your second senator. You can find phone, fax, mailing address details for senators on their website. So it's just important you put that subject line that says no to Lacey Act amendments in America Competes Act. I'm sorry. So I just want to show you guys that, to let you guys know that this is urgent. This is very important, and it's something we cannot take lightly. Like, to some of you guys who don't have animals, you're probably saying, hey, we probably gonna win. Man, it's not that simple. It's very tough. It's a tough situation that we're in, that we all are in as keepers. And we got to continue to support U.S. art as much as possible, because we already won this. We won this back then. They trying to slip this in because the U.S. government does not like losing. So we got to make sure that act completely gets removed from the Compete Act as quick as possible. Because if they pass this, man, a lot going to change. A lot is going to change. So let me go back. All right, we're going to go back to the live stream. And, we're going to go from there. So, too bad I'm not in the U.S. Just crossing my fingers. This bill won't be passed. I'm praying on it too. But I got to bring it up to you guys because I'm like, hey, it's just important that, we just try to support each other in this hobby as much as possible. You guys see, for example, that, the hobby is all up over the place. We got people who bash each other, who don't like what other people do, and things like that. Now, this is one of the occasions where we all come together to try to fight for the same reasons. You know what I'm saying? And this is something we have to continue to do, is stick together as a full reptile community, and this will be helpful to all of us. All right, so now that I got that information out the way, you can find out more information in this description. So, Gary, yeah, I'm all good. I'm blessed. Can't complain, just maintain, Now we're going to get right into the discussion. I'm not going to try to hold you guys up too long. So, first and foremost, you guys probably can't see my left eye. My left eye is a little red. It's not pink eye, anything like that. It's kind of a funny story. So, yesterday I was trying to feed Felix, which most of you guys know Felicity. And Felicity is now Felix because he's a male. the Goliath bird eater, right? Tarantula. And I opened up, the tank, had the mouse in there or whatever, and he got the hissing, going crazy, whatever, going into attack mode. So long story short, territorial, hey, I don't want it, just trying to chill. So I go to get the rat out. So in the meantime, he was constantly flicking his hairs off. Now, at this point, it's a lot of hairs in the air at this point, right? You can't really see it with your eye, but they're there. So I go to reach out for the rat anyway. I get the rat, and then he does it again. So it gets on my skin, on my arms, and then it gets in my eye, man. It gets in my eye. So I was like, oh man. So now I actually know. Like I could tell people, like, they say, hey, what happens if one species of tarantula hairs gets on you? What happens? It's an irritable feeling. Not only like is it irritating, but it actually burns as well. And I'm like, man, this is crazy. I'm like, oh man. So the first thing I go do, I had a water bottle near me, and then I started just pouring it on myself, man. And I put it on my eyes and things like that, because it had to be more than like probably 10 hairs that went in my eye. So I'm like, oh man, it's crazy. So of course I wasn't screaming anything like that. I'm like, man, this is just burning. So first I didn't even realize what was going on. I didn't care to think like, man, maybe the tarantula, the hairs got in me. But then it clicked real quick once it got to burning like crazy. So I'm like, oh man. So I took a lot of water. I went upstairs to the sink going crazy, on my face and all that. And basically, I ended up straight. So like right when I was done, my eye was completely like pitch red. Like I'm talking about redder than this dragon right here. It was crazy. So I'm like, dang. So I woke up, it cleared up a lot, it turned to a light faint pink. But it ended up turning up like, it ended up being cool. But it's like now I can tell people like what it's like to get hairs from a Goliath bird eater tarantula thrown into your, like, eat on your skin and your eye. So I know what it feels like, and it's not fun at all. So Kristen, salute. Let's see, Bashed, salute. Ryan, salute. All right, so I just had to share that with you guys because, man, I'm like, man, I can't believe I allowed this to happen. And yeah, that was funny. But let's get into the topic at hand here. So topic at hand here is reptile growth. And I'm speaking specifically about the reptiles growing. Now, we all get these animals, right? These reptiles in general. And some of us, a lot of us actually, we don't do the research. We don't do the research in which is horrible, right? We just thirsty to get it. You guys might be into whatever you like. You might see it's cool on TV. You might see an advertisement and say, okay, hey, I want that. Instead of looking up the reviews, doing a tad bit of research, looking at the pros and the cons, you just buy it. Now, 9 times out of 10, you like that product, but sometimes you don't. Now, when it relates to reptiles, what happens is we'll get one of these animals we seen a YouTuber have, or we see on TV, Animal Planet, Discovery Channel, things like that. Like, hey, can I own this animal, first of all? They look it up. They see it for sale. It may be even in their budget. Okay, you grab that animal. That pet shop or whatever, wherever you got it from, they don't tell you how big it's going to get. You don't know how big it's going to get. But you look it up online, you see somebody else got that animal the same size as yours. You're like, hey, what do I feed it? Okay, well, did you think to, well, I just got the animal. I don't know what to feed. I don't know what to house it in. Okay, well, let me run this by you first. You do know this animal gonna reach maybe 6.5 foot. Okay, let's put this in a snake instant. They say, well, I'm gonna get a dwarf retic. Okay, you still gonna get a dwarf retic. I mean, he's still gonna be over 10. He's still gonna be about 10 foot. 10 foot. I thought it was a dwarf. I thought it was gonna be smaller than that. Oh no, they ain't for that species. That ain't what that mean. You know what I'm saying? What happens is we have to prepare for reptile growth. Like every day, I'm always preparing. Like I go down to my basement and I look at Spidey, right? Y'all favorites. Spidey, and I'm like, dude, this dude is getting bigger by the second. What am I gonna do? Now, I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm like, okay, he gets bigger by the second. I'm preparing to get him a legit real pond built. and a whole section that's his, like a big section, because he's gonna be a big lizard. Like I'm talking about a big lizard. So what I want to say is, if you get an animal that could potentially be 6.5, 7 foot, 5 foot even, because 5 foot, I mean, you got some short people out there that's like 5 foot tall, 5'5", 5'6", average, whatever. You got reptiles that get bigger than that for sure. Like Gara gonna reach about maybe 5.5 foot tops, but he's still gonna be a big crocodilian. So you got to be prepared for that. You got to be thinking about this stuff when they're young. So when that time comes, you already prepared for it. And for me, what I like to do, I grab the animal young if I can, if possible. And then I'm like, okay, we'll start you off in the tank or whatever. But I'm already prepared. I'm already starting to build something that you can either live your whole life in or half of your life in. Something that's going to be beneficial after these couple months periods of you being in this small tank. And that's what we need to focus on. A lot of you guys want like your fantasy animal, but you got to have the space. So if you say, hey, I'm getting a Aki monitor. Like, that's what I like to pronounce it. I'm getting an Aki monitor, right? A lot of people get those because they're much smaller. They don't grow that big at all. And I'm like, okay, that's what you want. But they still get a nice size, though. Like, bigger than the bearded dragon. Still a nice size lizard. But you think it's a small baby lizard that it only could survive in a 20-gallon tank. It needs something bigger than that. Something like that needs something, like, actually, in my opinion, something needs more than a tank. I still feel like you still should have to build something custom for that. And a lot of people are like, wait, what? It's not going to get that big, but it still needs the space. It's about the space and the requirements of that animal. So what happens is with reptile growth is that your reptile is going to keep growing no matter the size tank you put it in. That old saying goes that, hey, can I put an alligator in a 30-gallon and he's going to stay that size? Absolutely not. The animal is going to keep growing no matter what type of container you put him in. So you want to make sure that you doing the necessary requirements to ensure that you get that space for that reptile when it grows. And most importantly, that you are doing the research, because these animals grow very fast. Just like humans, we all grow very fast. You start as an infant, and then next thing you know, you my size. Your kids running around. First they started out, they couldn't walk, they couldn't talk. Now they can't stop talking. So it's like, with things like that, you got to remember that the cycle of life, it continues. You know what I'm saying? Life continues. Nature keeps going. It keeps cycling. So you want to make sure that you always be aware of the type of reptile you have, or you're in for a rude awakening. And it's just crazy that I still see and I still get messages like almost all the time of people grabbing these animals, not even knowing anything about them or not knowing the size that they're actually gonna be. And that's, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. That's the most that's the easiest way I could say it in a respectful way. It's ridiculous. So please, if you guys are thinking about getting animals, any reptile in general that you feel that you like, make sure you at least do some research. Even do look up the stuff you don't like about that animal. Look up the handlings. Don't bat an animal if you feel like you're going to be afraid of it as soon as you get it. These are things that's just important to the hobby for us to learn. So, y'all still with me? My chat has stopped. I think y'all just listening to me. I appreciate the people in here though. So yeah, it's it was a short topic today, but I just wanted to tell you guys that these reptiles, they are very precious. So it's important that we give them the necessary needs they need, because if we don't, they begin to be stressed. People say, hey, Spidey's color looks very different. It's brighter. He's happy. He's happy. And nothing's wrong with that at all. He's very happy. And same with Scar. Scar is very happy. Scar is like the most active I've seen him, like, and since I got him. And I'm like, man, this lizard is incredible. There's no other way for it. He's incredible. So it's just important, guys, that we continue to do our research, and at the same time, those animals are learning your behavior as well. How you treat them and how you feel, they're gonna feel that. Like I'm looking at my ball pythons right here. Like you guys ain't, y'all gonna get that video today. It come out at 4 o'clock, I believe. But I moved my ball pythons upstairs, and they are as active as can be because, again, at nighttime, my basement, it gets a little cool. And I'm like, you know what? I'm bringing my ball pythons upstairs so they could get that nice heat, that nice warmth. And as well as, they'll be able to chill. They get that darkness they like. And they'll just enjoy everything that's going on. So, now they're very active, and I'm looking at my pastel. He's constantly moving. He normally don't move that much because he's happy. He's happy. So, what's coming up on the channel? I got this message from someone, a good supporter of the channel, actually. I got this from him a couple days ago. There's a lot coming up. So right now, I am a bit tired. Some of you guys probably noticed because I'm in a process of moving, right? Now, I'm in a process of moving. I am. This time is 100%. I'm moving 29 hours away from where I'm at currently. And, it's going to be a breeze. Gonna move. Of course, the move ain't until like 3 to 4 months. But still, everything is placed in order. Everything dealt with. It's happening. Now, but every time I think about it, I get a little nervous because I just seen someone who was actually moving, and they lost a couple of their reptiles on the move. And I'm like, man, how did you do that? The stress levels. That's what I'm going to assume. I mean, some people don't drive properly. I don't know, but we're going to assume the stress levels. He said the mic is low. I don't think nobody else complained about the mic being low. Can y'all hear me? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think everybody can hear me. All right, I just turned it up a little bit just in case you couldn't, though. So, good show, Raas. Better doctor. Hey, salute to you. So, I just turned to the mic. Anyway, I'm just nervous that when I'm transferring all of these animals, that one of them gonna die. I'm gonna just keep it real with you. And that's what I'm trying to avoid. I don't want anything to happen to my animals along the way. So what I've been doing these past 10 months, I've been literally doing all the research I can to ensure the actual travel is safe and secure for all of my animals. And the main one that I'm actually nervous for is my fish, because I'm trying to see how do I transfer fish 29 hours away and ensure that they can survive by the time they get to me. It's like for me it's a toss up. I've seen people do it, but again, for me, a first time, your first time, you're gonna make mistakes. So I've been trying to just get prepared for that. Like the ball python's gonna be fine. Spotty, he ain't gonna like it, but he gonna be all right. We're gonna have him in the big black, long yellow tote, whatever. And we're gonna have to transfer him. He ain't gonna like it, but we're gonna have to do it. Same thing to Cayman. He ain't gonna like that transfer either. He gonna be very stressed. Yeah, I can hear now. I had to turn the car stereo up all the way up. Oh man, you need some new speakers, my brother. but yeah, he ain't gonna like it. But we working towards it. So right now, that's all I've been focusing on. I've been focused on giving you guys more content, as well as getting prepared for this move, and just gathering the energy on taking all of my animals 29 hours away. So it's I don't even like thinking about it. I really don't like thinking about it, but it's like I gotta think about it now because it's time. It's time to cut that chase and actually do what I gotta do. And it's gonna be very, it's gonna be stressful because 29 hours on the road, and I'm the only one who could do it. I don't trust nobody to transfer my animals for me unless they was a professional company. And still, I'll still have to be in that truck, semi, whatever it's gonna be. I still have to be in there with them because I respect all my animals and I care for them all. So I feel like if anybody going to attempt to make a mistake or does make a mistake, I'd rather it be me than anybody else, so I can't be mad at nobody else. Or, hey, that's a problem, you know. So I just want to tell you guys that, and as well as all the enclosures that you guys see that's downstairs, ain't none of them coming, none of them. So that's going to be even the hardest part. So 2 months from now, when we actually go down there, I'm gonna actually build every single enclosure in one day. I'm gonna build everything, literally everything. I'm gonna build everything before we even move in the house. So I'm gonna build them up. I'm gonna do everything in a whole full day. So it's gonna take about, I say about maybe about like 14, 17 hours, somewhere around there to build all the enclosures, especially Spidey's. Then I gotta hire this company that I want to do his pond too, or I just might make my own pond myself. I just want it to be real nice. Salute, Dave. I just want it to be real nice and prepared for all the animals. So ain't no enclosure y'all see here gonna be there, but at the same time, it's a lot to prepare for. So sometimes if you guys don't see a video from me for a couple days or two, 9 times out of 10, that's what I'm getting prepared for. I'm getting prepared for a move. But what I've been doing recently, been trying to keep videos coming for you guys, all kinds of videos and contents coming. So, you know, we gonna keep it going, and we gonna do what we gotta do, man, because we want to expand the channel. We want to make sure that you guys are being properly educated on the channel. The channel is not becoming repetitive, and you know, we want to do more giveaways and things like that. So it's a lot to stay tuned for, and it's a lot to to take in as well, because we got a lot to do. So I appreciate y'all tuning in for this short podcast. It wasn't long at all, you know, wasn't too much to talk about, but just some important topics, especially the Lacey Act topic. Because if you guys can, please contact your U.S. senators and, you know, tell them to take that Lacey Act out. Again, if you guys just got here and you all didn't see what I talked about, please go back and watch it, or check out some dope channels like Brian Barcheck and things like that. Y'all can hear my dog trying to get in here. But yeah, it's very important. So I appreciate all of y'all tuning in. And we got, you know what? I'm gonna drop this video. I'm gonna drop another video for you guys. Actually, let's do it right now. So what we gonna do? I'm on my iPad real quick. I'm gonna drop a video for you guys ASAP. So let's see. I originally had it for 4:45. So I'm gonna set it for, let's see, what time is it here? It's 12:54 my time. Set it for today. It's 12:54. So we're gonna set it for 1:15. So it's gonna come up real soon. Alright, so we're gonna save that. Y'all should like this video, very short, get right to the point. One, the live feedings, y'all know how it go. Alright, it's done. So your volume is a little low, but what up? Hey Callie, salute to you. Alright, so yeah, guys, I appreciate y'all tuning in. This your boy Raas Reptiles, and make sure if y'all ain't watched this video, go back and watch it. Every Friday we got the podcast coming. Hopefully a lot more topics to go over, special guests. Probably, you know, I do my special guests in person, so we might have a guest that come in or somebody, you know, of relevance. But anyway, what? Dang, y'all can't hear me? That's crazy. I don't know. Ain't nobody said nothing. I don't know. It's only like 3 people who said it was low. Nobody said nothing about it being low the whole time. But I guess, hey, but yeah, we're gonna get right to it. The next video drop in about 20 minutes. So hopefully y'all tune in for that. Comment, share, subscribe. This your boy Raas Reptile.